Today we are going to talk about the dangers of adultery. So in Proverbs 5, the whole chapter talks about the dangers of adultery or the peril of adultery. So it starts like this. It says, "My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Lend your ear to my understanding, that you may preserve discretion, and that your lips may keep knowledge." Verse 3 says, "For the lips of an immoral woman drapes honey." For the lips of an immoral woman drapes honey. What does this mean? It means that her words sound sweet. Her words are charming. It's just full of flattery. They sound sweet. It seems as if it's not a sin. It seems as if it's not a sin. They sound sweet. It seems as if it isn't bad. It says it drips honey. And it says, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Her mouth smoother than oil. So what does it mean? It means that her words are extremely persuasive and they are seductive. Extremely persuasive and seductive. That's what it means. And it says, but in the end, she is bitter as wormwood, sharper as a two-edged sword. It says, but in the end, she is bitter as wormwood, two-edged sword. This means that, I see when you talk about wormwood is one of the bitters herbs in the world. And this verse is trying to describe her as that. She's trying to describe her as that. So it is used to show how unpleasant and painful the consequences are when you fall in a trap. When you fall in a trap, that's how painful and how unpleasant it is when you encounter an immoral woman. And let's continue. It says, her feet goes down to earth. Her steps lay hold of hell. Lest you ponder her path of life. Her ways are unstable. You do not know them. It says her ways are unstable. You do not know what to say tomorrow. You do not know what to say even the next moment. You do not know. Her ways are unstable. You don't know even what she will do to you. Her ways are unstable, and you do not know them. Verse 7 says that, therefore hear me now, my children, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. It says, remove your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house. Don't go near her door of her house. Depart from the words of her mouth. And it says, lest you give honor to others, and your ears to the cruel one. Say, lest aliens be filled with your wealth, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. When your flesh and your body are consumed. This is trying to tell us that do not find yourself with her. Allah is to get to a time, all the things you've labored for, it will go to a foreigner. Many people have died as a result of encountering someone bad, encountering an immoral woman, and their properties didn't go to their children or went to their wife. It went to someone else because there was no will. It went to the government. It went to someone, a foreigner. It went to a foreigner. So it's saying that do not do that. Do not do that. And it says, and you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed. You mourn at last when you give in to her, when you be with her, because she'll make your life unpleasant and painful. And say, how I have hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof. I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to those who instructed me. It says, I was on the verge of total ruin, in the midst of the congregation and assembly. It says, I was on the verge of total ruin. I was almost in ruin. I was almost at a point where I'm losing everything. But verse 15 says, drink water from your own cistern and running water from your own well. It says, should your fountain be despised abroad, streams of water in the street, let them be only your own and not for strangers with you. Let them be only your own and not for strangers with you. This part is trying to tell us that let it be only your own. It should be your wife. It should be your wife and not any other woman. Not any other woman. And it says, let your fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of your youth. Let your fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of your youth. It says, as a loving deer and a grateful doe. It says, let her breast satisfy you at all times and always be enraptured with her love. Always be enraptured with your love. Everything she does for you, appreciate it. Stop seeking things from other world. Stop seeking things from strangers. It says be enraptured with her love. Be enraptured with what she gives to you. And it says, for why should you, my son, be enraptured by an immoral woman and be embraced in the arms of a seductress? Why should you? Why should you? Is there any reason why you are leaving your wife and are going to sleep with someone else? Why should you? Why should you be enraptured in the arms of an immoral woman or a seductress? Why should you? It says, verse 21 says, for the ways of man are before the Lord, are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders. He knows everything. He sees everything. He sees everything. He says his own iniquities entrap the wicked man, and he is caught in the court of his sin. He shall die for lack of instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. He shall die for lack of instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. It says, my son, pay attention. Pay attention to the instruction. Pay attention. Do not depart from it. Do not leave your wife and find yourself in the arms of someone, of a stranger, because her ways leads to death. Her ways leads to death. Do not find yourself in her arms. Do not. He says, her steps lay hold of hell. And he says, her ways are unstable. Her ways are unstable. Do not find yourself in her arms, for you do not know what she will say tomorrow. I see there are many people that are, even though the years have passed, they are still being accused of sexual immorality. They are still being accused of sexual assault. They are still being accused of it because they found themselves in the arms of someone whose ways are unstable, who can wake up any day and say something different, who can wake up any day and do something different. Just marry your own. Marry your own wife. Be with your own wife. Do not find your arms Do not be in the arms of such a person. Just don't be with strangers if you have your own wife. And those that are single, marry. Marry. Do not be sleeping around. Do not find yourself in the arms of prostitute, because her lips drip honey. They are seductive, they are persuasive, they are charming, and her words are going to look like it isn't a sin, but at the end it says that person will die for lack of instructions. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.